All right, so I just talked about shapes in the previous video in pages. So basically I have a pages document here. I've got some shapes on my page and I want to style them. I'm actually going to delete these and maybe add a fresh shape here. Let's see. I'm going to add just do fire. Okay, so here's my shape. I'm going to resize it just so you can see it better. So here is a little campfire, right? So I'm going to right click this, break it apart, and now all of these things are different colors. So what I want to show is that you can customize this as much or as little as you want. If I click on the flame, these things, I can actually come over here to my fill color and change the color. So if you notice your fill section of the style pane is collapsed, if you click this little arrow right here, you can open it up and that will give you the ability to mess around with these colors. So it always defaults to this palette in your basic template. If you pick one of the other themes, there will probably be color palettes here that are different. You can also see that there's this little color wheel here, and you can click the color wheel and you can get different options on other ways to choose color. So a lot of people like the crayon box because it gives you a lot of options in there. You can also do a gradient fill, which is kind of fun. The gradient fill always defaults to the blues, but this is fire. So I'm going to maybe default, I'm going to have it be maybe pink or yellow at the top, but then I want it to fade to like a deep red or orange. And I just click things until I like how it looks. So I can do that with the other one, or I can click it, copy my style, and paste my style. If you don't have copy style, paste style in your menu, you want to right click and customize your toolbar and add those things. Okay, so now I've got my flame. And if you're like, maybe that should be reversed, you can click on it and just click this little double arrow right here under the next to your colors and click that. And you can also change the angles. You can do all kinds of fun stuff there. There is even an advanced gradient fill, which allows you to like click and add, you can add multiple types of color, and you can change it from a gradient to a radial fill and just have all kinds of fun playing around with that. You can also control like how much of the yellow or how much of the red shows and like kind of fuss with how that looks as well. So lots of things you can do with these gradients. You can even do an image fill if you really wanted to. If you search for an image online and you have it saved on your computer, you can choose image fill and then like choose the picture from your computer to be the color. So there's a lot of things you can do with the way things are filled with color. So if I click on my sticks here, I probably want to do some kind of brown. Well, I don't see a brown in my color palette, but I can click my color wheel and then choose a brown there. Okay. The other thing I kind of wanted to show is that you don't have to have things filled. What you could do instead, if you wanted to do an outline, is you could take out your fill color out, do no fill, and then instead just give it a line border. So that's an option as well. Imagine creating your own coloring book for your class or your kids or something. It'd be kind of neat. But you could, again, use your copy style, paste style. If you do choose to do a border, you can change the line type. So I basically I'm so curious. I just click on all these things to see what they do. So I'm, like, what does it look like if it's dotted? What does it look like if it's one of these fun things? So you can make things look like they're drawn with ink pen or sketches or markers. And you can change the thickness and the colors, and you can do all kinds of things with your borders. Set that back. There we go. Okay, if I click on my sticks, you can also do something called a shadow. So I could do a drop shadow, which makes it kind of pop off of the page a little bit. It puts a little bit of a blur behind the object, which you can fuss with these settings as well. And you can also do a let's say my background of my paper was not white. Let's say my background was black. In fact, let me go to my document. View page thumbnails, click. I thought there was a way to change my background. Oh yeah, background right there. Background, I'm going to change my color fill. I'm going to do a background of black. So if I wanted the flame to have a shadow, a black shadow on a black background is not going to show up, but I could choose to do like a yellow or a white and make it like glow. So, you know, you can do shadows of other colors. You don't have to do them as black shadows, but that is what they'll default to. Another type of shadow that I like doing, I'm going to delete all of this and just add a cat. Here's a cat. If I've got a cat, one of the shadows I like to use with cats or dogs or any of the animals in the shapes is to go to shadow and choose a contact shadow. So this looks like the cat is actually walking on the ground, which is kind of cool. That works best when you have just silhouettes or white background or something. And then if you have a shape, like a lot of times I like to make something where it looks like a Post-it note. So I'll do a shape like save the dates. You can always grab a shape, change the color, go to shadow, make it curved, and it kind of looks like a Post-it note now. And I'm going to do a color fill, I'm going to do a white background. Okay, so then I'm going to do a fun, interesting type of border. Instead of a line, I'm going to choose a picture frame border. Now, picture frame borders are interesting because there's a lot here. There's all kinds of styles, and you can click on all of them and see what they all do. They all kind of have a different look. Some of them actually look like a picture frame, literally. Some of them kind of look like that. So if you do like a corkboard theme, the push pin is nice. Lots of options here. If you're doing something that looks like a business card, you could choose that one. I like the tape. I tend to use the tape one a lot. I don't know why I like this one, but I do. Because now I can arrange this. I can mess with the rotation of this, and now it looks like I got a Post-it note actually stuck to the wall of this paper here. So it's just some fun things that you can do with shapes and styles.